Put your hands together as we wave that light to welcome the Lord in tonight, our final night of Yagna.
आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीर्ति कलित ललित सियपी की श्री रामायण जी की कीर्ति कलित ललित सियपी की आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीर्ति कलित ललित सियपी की आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीर्ति कलित ललित सियपी की गावत ब्रह्मादिक मुनि नारद वाल्मीक विज्ञान विशारद सुख सनकादि शेष ऋषारद वही पवन सुत कीरतनी की आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीर्ति कलित ललित सियपी की आरती श्री रामायण जी की आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीर्ति कलित ललित सियपी की आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीर्ति कलित ललित सियपी की गावत वीर पुराण अष्टदश शाहु शास्त्र सब ग्रंथन घोरत मुनि धन धन संतन को सर्वस सारे अंश सम्मत सबई की आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीर्ति कलित ललित सियपी की आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीर्ति कलित ललित सियपी की गावत संतत शंभु भवानी अरुगत संभव मुनि विज्ञानी व्यास आदि कवि पूंग बखानी काकभूषुंडि गरुड़ कियहि की आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीर्ति कलित ललित सियपी की आरती श्री रामायण जी की आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीर्ति कलित ललित सियपी की निर्मल हरनि विषय रस पी की शुभ श्रृंगार मुक्ति
Gajananam Bhutaganadisevitam Kapeta Jambu Palacharya Umasutam Sho
Vinashakarakam
Namami Viganeshwara Parvangajam Sarvamangalamangaliye
Shive Sarvadasarike
Sharanye
Trayambike Gauri
Narayani
Namostate
Om Namo
Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Everybody together. Om Namo Bhagavate
Vasudevaya.
Om Namo
Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Guru Brahma
Gurur Vishnu
Guru Devo
Maheshwara
Guru Sakshat
Param Brahma
Tasmai Shri
Gurave Namaha.
Om Namah Shivaya. Everybody.
Om Namah Shivaya.
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 Principal Mahapati Mahadeva ki jai. Everybody please have your seat. Make yourself comfortable. Last night we read from Adabhut Ramayana, and in doing so we dealt with the goddess Sita in great detail, how Lakshmi Mata is going to come as Sita and why. And then we looked at how she is born for the typical Sanatanis. We learned that Sita is named Sita because of the plow that Janak used to plow the land. We are all very aware that we find Sita Mata in a golden box in the land. But the question comes, how did she reach in the box? Who is her biological mother, etc. And that is what we discussed last night. Just to recap further, we learned how Sita Mata, and you'll hear about it tonight in our discourse again, how Sita Mata becomes the real endpoint of Ravana. How she is the one that triggers the end of Ravana, causing Shri Ram to go to war. Tonight we continue in our discourse where we started off the first night in Doha, number 5 from Ram Charitra Manas, talking about good people and grace, and in this life, how Prabhu gives lessons, sometimes tough, to gain and to grow and to uplift a person. Sometimes the lessons, in all fairness, are very difficult. And before we go further into our discourse tonight, I want to paint a very clear picture as a Sanatanist. Sometimes even my own self, in talking with children and laughing, you go hear, well, Babs, I got in a car accident. For example, a little something happened. We get the virus, something happened. You see how the devil is a busy man? Hindus commonly say this. Simple language, good comes from God and bad comes from the devil. The devil is a busy man. But unfortunately, this is a misconception that Hindus have adopted from other thinking, from other religion. In our religion, we believe God is in charge of everything. God does, let's use the word of Durga, as we are in the Ashtami night. Today is the most powerful night of the Navrat. In Devi Bhagavad it says, if a person cannot do prayers for any other night of the Navrat, do prayer tonight, do fasting today into tonight, and you get the blessing as if you've done the entire period, the entire Vrat. Imagine Durga Mata as an example tonight. The Hindu belief of God is just like your biological mother. Durga Mata will celebrate and sing and clap for you when you do the right thing and do correct things and you achieve good things. As a result, you study hard, you pass the exam, she'll be the first one like your mother, clapping and celebrating with you. Just like your mom home. Bring cake and cook all the nice food you like. I know you like dal puri, I cook dal puri for you. That's your mom. But Durga Mata is just like your mother. Don't take up your book, play lazy, and she'll be the lady who will grab the belt. And although she loves you, she made you, she'll do everything. One like my mother, I make you, I'll kill you. Do the correct thing or else. But in the mode of getting all the licks, just reflect on what you know. Children grumble, children cry, children complain. You see how my mother stopped? But from the police to the in-laws to the temple people, everybody will watch that lady and say, that's a good mom, she's doing her job. Leave her to do her job. Lessons have to be taught. Children have to understand discipline. The Hindu concept is the same thing. If the person does good karma, if the person does good activity, God rewards the person. But if the person does bad, lessons have to be taught. And punishment is coming based on what you do. Tomorrow we celebrate the Janam of Shri Ram. And one of the things that we come across in that discourse where Shri Ram is physically coming into the earth, Kaushalya, the mother, holds her baby and she watches him from head to toe looking for the marks of karma. What we talking about? Some of it you know. If a child born with an extra appendage, 6 fingers on a hand, for example, God made this child different. But that extra appendage doesn't mean bad. It means this child will be musically inclined. Parent, put this child to learn some instrument and they will excel at it. The marks on your body is indicative or are indicative of the traits that you will develop. For example, everybody know this one. And if we watch the boy toe, if the second toe longer than the first toe with his, okay, well, somebody will rule somebody. If like in me, I have this little peak here called the widow's peak. Be careful with this child when they're getting married. The wedding have to finish before 12 o'clock in the day. Further to that, you know about the mark in the mole of the head that this child may be predisposed to trouble or difficulty in water. It have more than that. If you check the skin and you pull back the little hair, even on the baby, and you're watching the paw and you see 2 strands of hair coming from one paw, it means this child, careful mom, this child got her temper. If the child has 3 strands of hair in one paw, careful mom, this child lifespan could be in detriment. So imagine if you as a parent, you're reading the manual, come with this new item, and you could say, okay, watch out, trouble, strength, weakness. Depending, just as you check the patra, if they're born under Dhanush Rasi, mommy careful with chest infection, cold. So when you're listening to tomorrow's discourse to preempt, and you hear Kaushalya says, I see only positive marks on his body. When you listen to Krishna Janam and Ram Janam, you will hear that statement being repeated. This is what they are talking about. In our text, they talk about if you have a mole over your forehead, what that mole mean. The birthmark, what it means. If the girl on her chest has a mole, left side or right side, it means something with children. So imagine on your body like a tapestry, like a painting, God is indicating to the person, I am making these things known to you and I, so that you would know what type of praschit or prayer to get yourself in. Think about it. If God, the parent, made you, but He made you different. He made your ears big. You know why people have big ears? Big ears mean the person will have the ability to retain a lot of knowledge. For this reason, if you look at a picture or a murti of Buddha, you will see long ears, big ears, long earlobes. So in fact, you see how my earlobe in one, this is not a good sign. This is, no, I'm being honest with you. You see how this in one swoop? Not good. But if the person earlobe comes down a little bit, when they're doing the puncturing of the ears for the first time, it says this is being done so that the person will remember, whether it's spiritual or schoolwork, this person will have a natural gift. And when you see a child excel in maths, or the formulations, or the spelling, and I know, for example, SEA coming up, I know if I had to go and write some of them things those children are writing now, me, Keshava, would never pass the exam. How are they remembering? When you see a child be able to put on every app on your phone, put on the Fire Stick, find Netflix, figure out the password, who taught them that? The gifts that God gives, sometimes you cannot see the physical gift, meaning they may not be able to do something with their hands, lift weights or whatever, but mentally, when they could remember notes or naturally play drum or organ or sing, those gifts are indicated by even the marks on their body. Tonight, we begin in Doha 33 of Balkan, preempting the prayers for the Janam of Ram is coming. Kaushalya, on a night like tonight, Kaushalya wanted to do prayer for mother. She would have been doing Durga's prayer in preparation for Shri Ram to come. This is where Ram Charitra Manas starts. Put your hands together before we start our discourse tonight. Rama Ananta Ananta Janu Amita Katha Vistar Suni Acharyo Namuni Hahina Jina Ke Vikmal Vichar. Ram is infinite, and infinite are his virtues. The dimensions of his story are immeasurable. Listening in this yagya, you have heard different things, and it stretches the mind. And the first thing it is telling you, don't feel you know it all. Those whose thoughts are pure, those who purpose, their job, conduct is pure. When they hear all the different excerpts, when they listen to the new pieces, the different pieces of information, and they do searching and they do their research, feel no surprise in your heart. Good people absorb and enjoy, just as Narad would always listen, just as Hanuman, who lived to see the Ramayana. Wherever Ramayana is being chanted, Hanuman still today, that Chiranjeevi, that everlasting one, still comes to listen and learn. Put away all your doubts. Place your head on the dust of the charan of your Guru, the feet from the ankle to the toe, charan. Supplicate with joint palms. Today, I, Tulsidas, throw blame on nobody. I bow to Shiva, I bow to Shri Ram, and I place my head at the feet of Mahavishnu as I commence Ram Charitra Manas. On this Tuesday, in the month of Chaitra, this story begins in Ayodhya. On this day where Ram Charitra Manas is about to begin, and I am in Chaupai 2, Doha 33, for those of you that read your books. On this day when Ram Janam was happening, the spirit of people was so high, they were singing, the energy of the Ved, all the devatas, all the demons, the energy of the earth was up. That blessed is the person that prepares for the body of Ram. Today, great people prepare to celebrate the birth festival of Ram. They sing the sweet glories of Ram. as he is coming. Prem Sabalo Mahapati Mahadeva Ki Jai. Tonight we enter our discourse to understand is twofold. We are going to listen to an excerpt from Anand Ramayan, which is written from Valmiki, Sage Valmiki. Valmiki is the person who writes Ramayan. Tulsidas takes the Sanskrit version of that Valmiki Ramayan and he pens his Ramayan. From things like the Tulsidas Ramayan, you will hear of the Kakbushundi Ramayan or the what is called Adi Ramayan, subsequent. So the story of Ram has many dimensions and in it you find gems along the way. Tonight, let us hear who is going to learn a lesson. Pay attention to this part. You will hear some different parts of this discourse, but tonight you will hear where Shri Ram is going to give grace to Hanuman Baba. Let's enter. As we are entering in the portion, Lord Shiva is talking to Parvati and he's telling her, Hanuman is getting ready, just as in Charitra Manas, in Sundarkan, Jamwant has already gotten Hanuman to get ready to go to Lanka. The whole conversation of how all the monkeys were separated, the map that we hear about in different discourse that Sugriv drew, telling them what we would call South America and Africa and all that is described in that discourse, all that was covered. And these people went in the southern direction. And this team now, after the discourse with Sampati, they are waiting on the shore, on the southern shore of India, and Hanuman is flying. Let's enter as we go to our discourse to hear what is happening as Hanuman is making his way to Lanka to see if Sita Mata is over there. Jaya Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam.
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 Jaya Samba Sada Shiva 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 Tab Sharanam.
Ata Hanuman Yatha Kayam Varshamantar Vijayati Jantu Sarasya Naga Mataram Desham Surataye Kritam Jaya Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam.
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 Jaya Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam.
Jaya Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam.
Hanuman Baba grew and he's flying. And while she's flying, Suras came up out of the water. And she says, "Oh monkey, it is time for you to enter my mouth. Why are you passing here? This is my district. Come into my mouth and allow me to eat you, allow me to swallow you, allow me to digest you." Hanuman says, "No, I have received the mantra from Ram, Jai Shri Ram. I have received the name of Ram, and that Nam mantra is power in me, and I cannot be stopped. I am not going to be distracted. How could I enter your mouth?" And when she insisted, Hanuman Baba started to grow his body, she starts to grow her body. Let's hear what happens. Vivedya Vedyayetam Sikrata Vishwahe Ham Yate Mantra Suras Vakratam Gatva Vinirgata Yahe Jaya Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam.
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 Jaya Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam.
Jaya Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam.
Two of them going up, and Hanuman Baba quickly takes a minute form and spins in her mouth and comes out. In a way, it meant that he did what she said and he passed her and he's going. Mainak, a mountain comes out of the water to block him. Oh, Vanner, rest. Take a rest. You've been flying for some time. Take rest here. He says, no, do you think I need rest? I am the emissary of Ram. Do you think his work allows a person? It is as if you're saying the battery is running out. I need help. I need assistance. Do you think the name of Ram is so weak that I need rest? I am charged by his name. I don't need to take rest. She says, wait. And this is Anand Ramayan. She says, I was able to get the blessing of Dashrath. Dashrath saved me years ago, and today, his son, you are doing his work. 9th slok, Sagar 9. Sara Khan of Anand Ramayan, she says, today I was lodged in this water to repay the kindness of Dashrath from a battle that we fought together many years ago. Today, allow me to fulfill my promise to Dashrath. Let me help his son take rest. He says, Devi, I do not need to rest on your mountain. You return to your water. I will continue on my journey. And as he was about to pull off, still flying, she says, please just touch me so that I can leave this place. And Hanuman touches the back of this mountain. She gets liberation and he continues. Let's hear what happens. One more person is going to feed on his body as he's moving at rapid speed at a high altitude. Let's hear what happens. Singha, Singha Kamana, Pura Chalanta Ye Sada, Akasha Kaminam Ye Chaya, Chaya Kritave Ye Ati, Chaya Bole Baba Tab Sharana, Jaya Bole Baba Tab Sharana, Jaya Bole Baba Tab Sharana, Jaya Ram Sada Shiva Tab Sharana, Jaya Ram Sada Shiva Tab Sharana. A demoness that is able. There are different mantras you have to learn. Please remember what I'm saying. When you are using prayer, there is prayer where you chant the name of God, you praise the name of God. We know those very good. But there is prayer also for different purpose. Vasikaran type mantra is prayer where you want to control the mind of the other person. Of course, this could be used for nefarious purpose. Think about what I'm saying there. But we use it for practical purpose. Baba, could I have a mantra? I'm going for interview. I have an interview for visa and I want favor. So I'll say the prayer so the person's mind will find favor with me. The problem comes when people start to use that mantra to corrupt the boy and the girl to fall in love with me. Because that happens to Hindu, Muslim and Christian have that type of mind control. So when people are doing Panchmukh Hanuman Puja and they chant their kavach and they're asking Hanuman Baba to break all type of mantras that are used against me, this is where that potency is coming. Where did those prayers start? Those type of prayers that break Mohanam and Maranam, where people are praying, dear God, I am in a battle in this life. I'm facing in court and I want to destroy my enemy. I want to bless the bat so I win the other side. I want, you see it when people in Trinidad, they have stick fight and you see they're praying over the stick and they're blowing on the weapon that they have. Understand that the prayer, the same God that powers everything, God powers that too. So when the person is going to face an adversary, they have prayer. Kavach is that type of prayer. Hanuman, Durga, Ganesh Kavach. Please break all spells. All, I'm using spell for English, but Mohanam and Maranam and Vashikaran type prayers so that I could be in control of myself and I must win. Hanuman Baba, something is praying on him, and what is it doing? Simhika is the name of the demon, and she's pulling the energy, his shadow as he's passing, she's feeding off his energy and she's pulling him, coming down as he's becoming weaker and weaker. She's coming and he comes down and he says, who are you? Why are you trying to feed on my energy? I did my prayer and I touched my God and I got my darshan on my aura, and now you are trying to rob me of my energy. Why are you doing that? She says, this is how I live. This is what I do. There are people like that. Some people love to take the energy. You see how nice she looked last night. You see how ugly she looked today. And book it when she go home. Stomach problem, headache problem. And you will go by your barber. You will go by your grandmother. And Auntie will take a peacock feather. Remember we talked about peacock feather last night. And pass it on the person with prayer. This is how you break that type of evil. This is why what we call jari works. It is mantra that breaks the negative. In English, we will say badai. Hanuman prayer is potent for that type of thing. The prayer has a purpose that even when people wish you bad, there is a way to break it. Hanuman says that you could do what you want, but you are not going to eat me. Jai Bhole Baba Tav Sharanam. Jai Bhole Baba Tav Sharanam. Jai Samba Sada Shiva Tav Sharanam. Jai Simha Ka Ye Atam. Hanumat Ramo Mantra Hanuyapi Lankaniyatam Vijaya De Hanta Ye Atam Jaya Bhole Baba Tav Sharanam. Jaya Bhole Baba Tav Sharanam. Jaya Samba Sada Shiva Tav Sharanam. Jaya Samba Sada Shiva Tav Sharanam. Umapati Mahadeva Ki Jai. Hanuman goes into her mouth. He says, you want to eat? You want to go down that road? Eat. But the devotee of God, you could try. You could try to touch me, you could try to damage me, you could wish me bad, but the protection of Ram's name is upon me. And he will protect me. He went into she mouth, but at bullet speed. From the mouth, rips the throat into the intestine and rips apart her body. For this reason, when you are doing prayer and a person, for example, has intestinal problems, when Shanidev is interfering, Shanidev is in charge of the skeletal system. Too often when we discuss things, we just say, okay, well, you have a gra, you have a dosh, but I don't know what that means. So when you go into detail now, Shanidev sits on your skeletal system. This is just one example. So when you have a problem with him, he will cause the lady to have fracture. She knocks on the door and poor thing, all her knuckles are crumbling. Osteoporosis is one example of something that Shanidev caused. When people get broken bones and the bone is knitting out of alignment, and you'll hear the doctor has to break back. Only when somebody experiences that, they will know what I'm saying. Break back the bone to get the alignment right. Then that person does Shani Puja, but there's a Hanuman prayers that goes with it. Hanuman Baba, because of the power that he is granted, is able to remedy the troubles that you and I have as a result of karma. When he beat this demoness, he now wants to continue, and he reaches to the shore of Lanka Puri, the city of Lanka. Before we go forward, of all the things you could do to a golden city, of all the things that you could have done to damage these people, we all know that Hanuman Baba is about to burn the city. But have you ever wondered why he had to burn it? Tonight, you're going to hear why. Why it has to burn, of all things. And this information, I'm sure it will surprise you. But remember, as the devotee of Shri Ram, this is for your benefit and your benediction. When he goes, Lankani, a demoness is the guard at the main entrance. And this is where, yes, in Ram Charitra Manas, she's hit a cough. And it is said that when she is hit this massive blow on her left side by Ravana, it means that Ravana is going to die. And she bowed to him, bleeding, with tears running from her eyes because of the loss of what is coming for the king, she allows Hanuman to enter the city. And whilst Hanuman is going, O Parvati, remember Valmiki is speaking to his godson Bharadwaj about a conversation between Lord Shiva and Goddess Parvati. He says, Hanuman is in amazement to see a city built on the top of three mountains. It is as if they are joined in terms of foundation, and this place is semi-floating with the posts of these three mountains. He says Lanka, the city, is lodged on something called Trikut mountain, for children to understand. Goddess Hanuman saw the beautiful greenery, and when he went up, he saw the golden city that was built by the stepbrother of Dashanan or Ravana, who is called Kubir. Hanumanji started to search, and when he went in the darkness, he discovers Vibhishan, he discovers Meghnad, Sulochan. He goes in the different places, but he cannot figure out who is Sita. He cannot determine which one is Sita. He goes and he figures who is Ravana. Ravana has many guards, many ogresses, many demoness, but all are female around him. And in the depth of sleep, Hanuman went and he took the light and he started to singe the beard, the mustache of Ravana, and still Ravana wouldn't wake. He started to make jugs and different pitchers fall in that minute form that he had. It looked as if spirit was toppling things in the castle. And then in Slok 30, he discovers Mandodri, the wife, the chief wife of Ravana. Last night in our discourse we hear how she is the one who conceives from her belly Sita Mata. Hanumanji went into her chamber and he got confused because the description that Lakshman tells Hanuman, this is how Sita looks. Her hair, her nose is very short, her eyes are large, the skin, the location of where the bindi part here, the mang part is, how her forehead is made, the description of how broad the forehead is. He is feeling as if he's seeing Sita here based on that description. But this is not a captive person. This is a queen. This is a person that has armlets and anklets and gold and she's decorated. But Sita was in the forest when she's kidnapped with not all these fineries on her body. But how is it? Slok 30, Saga 9, for those of you following. How is it that Mandodri, the older one, is resembling Sita Mata? From our discourse last night, we understand why. Because Mandodri is the mother of Sita Devi. But Hanuman Baba did not know this secret. Let's hear what happens when he is pondering, who is this person? Parvati Mata says, how did Mandodri come to Ravana in the first place? How is it that she is so beautiful? How could she be the person linked to the goddess? How is she so highly placed? What is the secret of her birth? Please tell me. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Shakti Rupena Samstita Namastasye Namastasye. Come on everybody, let's sing together. Kataham Mandodari Sita Srishti Rakshasi Ritayatam Sita Shashishche Sharna Sanava Ye Shrutu Maya Ye Yatam
या देवी सर्वभूतेषु शक्तिरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै नमस्तस्यै नमो नमः या देवी सर्वभूतेषु शक्तिरूपेण संस्थिता.
I want to learn about this history. Before you go forward in the Ram Katha, tell me the history of this mother. Please listen. Devi, the goddess had to play a part in this coming of Sita. Not any and anybody could make the goddess. Please listen to how that happened. Once, Kaikashi, who is Kaikashi? The mother of Ravana. This demoness would pray. She taught her sons how to worship Shiva. What you learn from your mother, who is your first guru? Your mom. And mommy taught them. Father is Kashyap, Pulasya, sorry. The father teaches one way of praying, but the mother teaches a different method. Kaikashi says, Sheshnag is blowing heavy, and my shivling has been replaced from where it is here in my ashram into Patal. Oh, Dashanan, go to Shiva and bring a lingam for me, but it must be one of his Jyotir lingam, one of his true lingam. Bring that for me. Ravan in those days, not married yet, bowed to his mother, and he says, Ma, I will go. And when Ravan came close to me in Kailash, oh goddess, there was music. He sang for me, and he begged for two things. Give me your Atma Lingam. Give me the Lingam that has your heart, that has your power. And when a person prays to that Lingam, they will get your love, your presence, and your blessings. Further, the second one, while sitting here, O Ishwar, I saw your consort. I saw Parvati Mata. And how beautiful she is. I wish to have her as my consort. Way Pandit saying, Slok 35, Slok 36, Ravan in his second boon from Lord Shiva says, give me Parvati as my wife. O Girija, listening to the pure prayer of Ravan, I handed over you to him. O Ravan, if you put down this lingam, wherever you rest it, it will remain there. It will not move. Be careful in your journey. Do not let anything stop you. If you get this lingam into your castle in Lanka, you will become impervious. I will have to stand at every entrance and every exit and stand guard at that city, and no enemy will be able to come. This will be the Ashirvad of that lingam. Remember that, Ravan? Goddess, you went with him. I gave you as he asked. Let's hear what happens. Kritva Mandodri Nari Maya Maya Shubha Shubham Tam Nitya Maya Patal Yena Satya Sada Grihayate. When Ravan bows to me and he leaves, you as a woman, you started to call out to Vishnu Baba. Shlok 39, the prayer of Parvati. Oh Vishnu, do not forsake me now. Do not leave me now. I do not wish to go here. I wish to remain consecrated in Kailash. Make some Leela happen, that a different form, that Ravan will give me up, that he must throw me away, he must cast me away. Only you could influence him. And Vishnu Baba allowed the Maya to release, and that Maya came around him. the Devi in the unforeseen form, she engulfs this same person who is so diligent in his prayer, who is so unbiased in his resolve. He prays properly. The same person who is praying, that same person, their brain starts to go haywire. They start to think different. They start to get lusty. They get passionate. They get lazy. They get full of pride. The same person becomes their own enemy. Vishnu says, "Oh Devi, where you abandon somebody, when you turn your back on somebody, not light will they see." Vishnu Baba takes a form of a Brahman and he goes in a prayerful way to Ravana as he's coming. This is also found in your Ganesh Katha. In Ganesh Puran, Ganapati Baba goes to meet him in this form of this Brahman to distract him. There are rules when a person goes to washroom. To number 2, to be honest. In that section, it tells you that if you ever see Pandit, I use it myself. If you ever see us go to eat, last night we were talking why we eat with our hands. When a person sits to eat, etiquette, you're supposed to keep your left hand on your lap and you eat the roti, the rice, whatever have you with your right hand. Right hand is for food and puja, left hand is for washroom. So we do not eat like this. The person maintains the left hand clean out of etiquette in case they have to hold their bottle of water, whatever. When the person is going to the toilet, it is also deemed in that section that the person, I use it myself, as a person wearing janeau, you're supposed to hang the janeau on the person's ear so you don't contaminate the janeau, to be honest. If I don't say it, you wouldn't know. Part of that ritual, when you are going to the washroom, the person is not supposed to talk. This part, when Ravana, by the power of the goddess around him, the belly starts to go in a different way. He gets the urge to answer the call of nature. And he sees the Brahman and he says, "Oh Brahman, if I left this lingam here, it will have to remain. Please hold it. Hold it for me and I will come back just now." He leaves Parvati Mata there and he leaves the lingam in the care of the Brahman. Let's hear what happens. Patale palaye yuddha kopi kopa shiva hitakar ye vivarshik ye pataleyam bhulo chittahe shankaryate. Holding the lingam, he says, "Oh Rajan, this lingam is very heavy. I do not have your superhuman strength to hold it. Oh, my hand is getting tired. Come quick, Rajan. Are you coming?" But Ravan couldn't talk. Ravan is quiet. Hold. But he cannot say anything. "I have to rest it down here, king. I have to rest it." And by the will of Mahavishnu and the goddess, the lingam cannot go to the city of Lanka. Now the lingam is stapan in that spot. The lingam is permanently planted there. He's holding on to Parvati. When Ravan returns, he says, "What have you done?" He says, "Oh Rajan, I was calling you. But you didn't answer, and I said I was resting it down. My hands were hurting. I'm a weak Brahman. I don't have the muscles like you. Lift it up. If you're strong, you could lift anything. You could lift the Kailash Parvat. Lift up the lingam. And no matter 51, slope 51, no matter how much he's trying to lift that lingam, by the power of that goddess. Lingam Baba is not moving. Ravana is angry now because now his mother is going to get upset. He turns to the Brahman, ready to damage him. The Brahman says, I have cheated you here, friend, but let me save you from some trouble. Lord Shiva is outsmarting you. Now this caught his attention. My God, the God who I worship is trying to outsmart me. What are you saying? Careful. Let's hear what he tells him. He says, you're being tricked. This is not Parvati standing here, you know. This is not the goddess, you know. Let's hear what he says. Abhadraye bharyatam tarita skelaye Parvati patal lokritaye kushalatam bhuvana karna he Shiva. Lord Vishnu in disguise tells him, how could Ishwar give up his goddess? He has given to you Chaya, a fake, a copy of Parvati. The true Parvati he has hidden in the house of Maya, in Patalok, where you will not want to go. He knows that in all the heaven and all the earth, this one will remain with you. And you will accept her because of her good looks. But the true goddess is in Patal. Oh, friend, don't get trapped in this. He says, oh, Brahman, you keep this one. And he releases Parvati, the true Parvati. And he goes to the house of Maya. And when in the house of Maya, Lord Vishnu, together with Devi, created somebody called Mandodri, meaning her body, her figure. The name is referencing her slender waist and her good looks. He goes, when the king sees her, she's very beautiful. And of all the women, he says, I will make you my chief wife. He asks Maya, please allow me to have this daughter of yours. And Ravana asks for the hand of Mandodri. The person that will conceive Sita, the goddess, takes this form by the wish and the will of Mahavishnu to save Parvati. Tato viva sanskaryatam parivara daitya mayayatam Ravana darshik shakti mano buddhi par shruduyate tine ye atam ya devi sarvabhuteshu shakti rupena samsrita namastasye 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 namo namah ya devi sarvabhuteshu shakti rupena samsrita. Ravan got married to Mandodri, and no matter how he was with other women, he always throughout his katha, he always treated her with respect and regard. Never hit, never harm, never damage her. He would philander, he would do all his doing behind her back, but in front of her face, Indrajit, her son, would be the king to be. He was the king, the main prince then, because that was his wife, that was the mother, that was the main because of this. Now, Hanuman is standing over her and seeing this goddess lying there. The face is similar to Sita. This is the only person that looks like Sita, because this was the lady that held Sita in her belly, in her womb. This confused Hanuman. And even then Hanuman was timid and he was kind of hesitant to leave this lady. Is this the Sita? Should I wake her up? He leaves there and he goes because of the amount of refineries that she had on. This cannot be her. And he continues to search. Eka varani krishyate dine dine malyaye ravani ye yati bhamaye yatam param ramiye bhishni yate Adi Shakti Mata ki Jai. Hanuman continued to look, and in that search for the goddess, it wasn't easy. But it says that the dust of Sri Ram's feet has potency and power. When you are drinking your, what we say, Panchamrit, Charan Amrit, when we wash the Shaligram, there's something called Ram Shaligram. That Shaligram, it has different type in that Gandaki river in Nepal, that the features of Ram is given on that Shaligram, similar to this lingam that is rest down, Gokaran. Not Gaukaran from Bhagavad Katha, Gokaran, because of the crack that happened on the top of it. Similar to that, when the person takes the Ram Shaligram and they wash it, the dust from that Shaligram makes it blessed and the person drinks it. It is equivalent to washing the foot of Shri Ram. And on a day like tomorrow, when Shri Ram's puja is going to be done, drinking the Shaligram's washing, or what we call Charan Amrit, Charana again, like what we heard in Charitra Manas, from the ankle to the toe, the foot, that is Charan. Charan Amrit, drinking that tomorrow, it is as if you are drinking the dust of Sri Ram's living, breathing feet tomorrow. So tomorrow, one of the highlights, when you bathe his murti, like how we have the Ram Parivar on the Bedi, you get the water from that and you want to pass it on your body, you want to sip it, that is part of the ritual. In the same way, this goddess had practiced washing her husband's feet, or the Charan Amrit of Sri Ram's foot, and she would pass it in her hair. Have you ever seen elders drink the Charan Amrit and the little, let me say, bouchar, the little wet in the hand? They don't do like us with napkin, they pass it in their hair. Because of the blessing of the feet of the God, anoint my head and bless me. Don't waste it, it still has value. This is why you will see some people, when they get the perfume, they pass it in their hair. But better than the perfume is the Charan Amrit, because of what it represents. Prem Sabalo Mahapati Mahadeva ki Jai. How does Hanuman, in our world today, we have pity for everybody. We have photograph. But imagine, I never saw somebody. Put yourself in Hanuman's shoes. I've never seen this person. I have no pity. There's no likeness. Somebody tell me how the person looked. That is what I'm working with. I am in the dark of night. He reached to the Shoka Vatika, the little garden with all the trees. But how does he know the person? The sparkle in her hair. Slok 66. The sparkle in her hair, as if she was glowing, because of the passing of the dust of the feet of Sri Ram, is attracting the eyes of this bhakt. And when he sees it in the darkness, there is no lipstick, there is no makeup, there is no joy, but there's a glow brought about by the benediction of Sri Ram. He says, this is Sita. And Hanuman goes close and he witnesses how they are taunting him, taunting her. He stayed there for some time watching. He sees Ravana come and he accosts this person, and she makes statements, threats to him. Strong is this lady. Oh, sinful demon, do not make one step towards me. In Charitra Manas, this is where she put the blade of grass on the ground. But she makes a statement here. She says, I have come to usher the end of you and your dynasty. I did not come only for you. If it was a natural fight, when one side fight the other side, when the king is destroyed, such as in the Mahabharata war, the fight stops. But in the case of Ramayana, all of them has to be destroyed. The entire idea of the Daityas, the people that are following the ways of Ravana and his logic, have to be disposed of. She says, I have come here to usher in the end. I, the goddess, have come to do this for you, based on what we read last night. I promise you in different discourse that the the end is coming. He says, if in the place of 1 month he's talking to all the demoness that is guarding her, she is not in my bedchamber, all of you demoness will lie dead here. She has to submit to me. Hearing this, Sita Mata replied, I was here. Slok 88. I was here in my infancy. I was born here. I came from your blood. I came from the body of Mandodri. In Anand Ramayan, there's a little twist in how he comes. He sees her as a baby. In Adabut Ramayan, he did not see her. At that time, it was foretold that when I am born and I have to be abandoned in the golden box in the land, that I would return. Sita would come a second time, and this second coming, when she's kidnapped and brought back to the city of Lanka, I would bring an end to all your relations. I would bring an end to the 10-headed Ravana, to your brothers Kumkaran and others. All your sons, all your grandsons, they will be destroyed. I will return to Ayodhya, and then on a third visit, I will come to kill the son of a demon called Nikumba. That relation of yours will be destroyed in a different place. And in the forthcoming, we hear about the destruction of the Sahasra Mukh, the 1,000-headed Ravana, which we listened to last night. 4 times I will be in Lanka, and each time I will bring destructions to you, where Mulaksur, the son of Kumkaran, will be destroyed. In that battle, that person will fall. Remember this, O Ravana. Remember when you abducted in Slok 97 of this Sagar 9 in Anand Ramayan. Remember when you kidnapped Kaushalya. Remember when you kidnapped Dasrat, and you thought that you would save your death by the hands of my husband Ram. Our first night discourse, where Dashrath marries Kaushalya. Even then you were helpless, and you were told that Ram will come for you. But I have come for your entire family. I have come to free the people of Lanka. I have come to uplift the soul of the bones that went to make Lanka under the city. My work is so deep and so far-reaching, you think your threats will do me any harm. O Dashanan, you are helpless against my potency and the power of Ram that is coming. Oh, you foolish person, you who had so much potential, you will only reach the point of the arrow of Ram. Prem Sabaloma Pati Mahadeva Ki Jai. Parvati Mata says, the bones that built Lanka. What are you talking about? Hanuman sat on the tree, and he wants to know, what is mother saying? Parvati Mata wants to know more about this city, about Ram. There's so many questions in her mind. He says, I will give it to you piece by piece. When that discourse finished with Ravana and the goddess, Hanuman went close to his mother, and still in that minute form, so as if it is an unseen voice is speaking to her, he announced that I am the emissary, I am the worker of Shri Ram, and I have come to tell you that Shri Ram is coming. She looks around, she can't see anybody. How do I know this is not another trick of Ravana? And Shri Ram had told Hanuman in this version of Ramayana, the Katha of Jayanta. For those that know your Ramayana, Jayanta is the son of Indradev. And whilst they were in Chitrakoot, that son took the form of a bird, and he picked, in a summarized version, picked the foot of Sita Mata. And Sri Ram let loose the arrow that chased him high and low. He's running. Hanuman Baba relates that discourse to her, that I heard this from Prabhu's lips. And he told me to tell you because only 2 of you were standing at that time. Lakshman was not around. Mother, I have come to give you hope. I have come to find you. And I have come to relay the message back to Sri Ram that you are okay, so that his work could happen. Mother takes out, after collecting the ring that Sri Ram sent for her, she takes the Chudamani, the piece from the hair, and she wants to send that. He says, Ma, this is big. She takes out the ring and she gives him her ring. He says, Ma, I'm tired. I am hungry. Would you permit me to go and get something to eat? She says, son, I have no money. Remember, he's this small. I have no money for you to go in the market and buy anything here. He says, Ma, there are trees right around, flourish full of lush fruits. She says, yes, but that great king, O Maruti. How does she call him? By his name, Maruti. Remember, for the person who loves Hanuman Baba, Hanuman is the name he's called when he clefts the lip. But the true name of Hanuman is Maruti. O Maruti, you are so small, meek, mild. How will you face that giant of a man, Ravana? He will destroy you. Oh, little boy, don't go and cause dam upon yourself for eating fruits. He says, Ma, the name of Sri Ram is in my heart. Slok 129, he says, the name of Ram is with me. There is nothing more powerful than that. Blessed is the devotee, Ma, that although they may be small, meek and mild, and the trouble looks big and bad, if the person has true faith, what fear? What is fear, Ma? What in that heart could hold other than faith? Ma, let me show you. And Hanuman starts to make a ruckus in that Ashoka Vatika. Many verses go by where he's tumbling and tottling all the trees. Hanuman is mashing up everything. Vibhishan, all the different soldiers are alerted. Messages sent to the city from Jambumali to come, the person who is in charge of that district, that quarter of Lanka. Quickly, there is some enemy inside this area. Send many soldiers, and more people they send, more licks they get in. Endless hands are being pounded and jumped on, and Sita Mata is watching how potent and how powerful Jambumali is sent flying. All his chariots scattered, all his soldiers are going. Ravana is told to send more soldiers, dispatch more people. That the son of Akash is laying waste. Meghnad comes, and is when Meghnad comes with a powerful weapon. The arrow of Brahma is used. Brahma has to come and beg the son of Pawandev to stop. Do not let my arrow be potentless, to have no point, to be worthless. Please, please. Meaning, allow the arrow to hold you. Mellow yourself and be captured now. Let's hear what happens when Brahma goes to beg Hanuman. Tuma bade veera balavan, Mahavir Bajrangi. Tuma bade veera balavan, Mahavir Bajrangi. ये ब्रह्म रक्षयाता महावीर बजरंगी
बड़े वीर बलवान महावीर बजरंगी मैं तारो तुम्हारो ज्ञान महावीर बजरंगी.
Brahma appeared, visible only to Hanumanji, and he says, Hanuman Baba, Shanti, hold, play the game and allow them to capture you now. Go and see who Ravana is. Hanuman Baba stopped, and Indrajit did not know who he was bowing to. Indrajit feels he's bowing to him. Meghnad, the son of Ravana, he says to him, oh, monkey, where's all your power? Where's all your prowess now? And they throw a noose around his neck and they drag him. They pull him into the court of Ravana. They ridicule him. They admonish him. Perhaps all of them, they are laughing at him. Where all your power? You're like a deer. You flame up and you burn down so quick. All your potency is done. What type of warrior are you? Stand now in the presence of a great man. And Ravana came out from his bedchamber, half dressed, no crown on his head, and he's seeing Hanuman in chains and ropes, and he's held by all his sons. He says, you who are so powerful, you seem to have prayer. Power knows power. You have power, you have great Vardhan, but great people like me, remember our first night? Remember where Ravana says, the day I lust behind my daughter, that's my end. He says, great people know how to call their death, how to usher their death. Tell me how to damage you, how to burn you. Hanuman, oh Devi, Hanuman knows that his father Pawan is great friends with Agni Dev. He knows the two of them cannot work without each other. He says, oh great king, I'm afraid of fire. If you put fire on my tail, I will be burnt alive. Oh, great king, that is the answer to this question that you are asking. Ravana looks at Prahast, his son, and he says, start to take the clothes off your back. Where did the cloth come from? He told all of them, take off your clothes and wrap that tail potently and get ready to burn him. He has to be destroyed for the disrespect he has shown my city. Prahas takes off his kanhawar. He starts to take off his dhoti. All of them start to take off their clothes and they are wrapping that tail more and more. The body of Hanuman starts to grow. Ishwar is watching to see the power of Hanuman. In Kailash, he says, Parvati, tears started to well up as I saw how great the power of the name of Ram could make him, that his body is stretching and more clothes is coming. And even in that moment where Ravana was seeing the miracle, it did not occur to him that the name of God is working, that the power of God is unfolding in front of him, that the goddess has already locked a noose around his neck, that he is now blinded. He says, go and get the clothes from the people of Lanka and let them contribute to wrapping that tail. That tail has to be wrapped properly. Let's hear what happens. Tum bade veer balavan mahavir bajrangi main jaru tumharo jaan mahavir bajrangi. Shubhitam pavitratetam lanka dayatiya sitlayo neva Sita yetam veer balavan
महावीर बजरंगी मैं तारो तुम्हारो ज्ञान महावीर बजरंगी.
Tonight think what I'm saying. When we hear Hanuman Baba is expanding, why didn't he just grow and never stop? Something had to stop him from growing. Brahma had to come and he says, Hanuman, stop, hold. Visible only to the eyes of Hanuman. He says if that tail continues to grow, the Ashoka Vatika, Sita Mata is sitting there and she is defenseless. And that fire on your tail will burn her. If you continue to grow, you will put that area of Lanka in danger. You are doing the bidding. You are doing your work. There is a purpose behind this Leela. But do not cause that goddess pain. Do not burn her. Do not cause her any pain. Oh, Hanuman, stop. And in that moment, Hanuman's body remains stable. It remains stagnant. Now, a towering man in the court of Ravana's court. They finish wrapping the tail. It is drenched with oil. All the devatas, Mercury, Bud, Mangal, all of them are watching, because in this discourse, in a different section, where Shashti Mata and Katyayani, people who are doing Devi Puja tonight, they are doing Katyayani Puja last night into tonight. Who was Katyayani? Katyayani was the child, the babysitter for Ravan. He had them looking after his children because he had the devatas like slave. Shani Dev, his hand is tied behind, from a different Ramayana, he's tied behind a post, his neck is tied looking at the heaven. When you listen to Ganesh Katha, when you hear of different discourse with Shani Dev, Shani's eyes cause trouble. Ravan put the eyes to face the heavens, so Indra and all others would suffer, but never the city of Lanka. For the city to burn, Shani Dev is held by Hanuman and they jump into the sky. And he allows him to look at Lanka. Now Lanka is ready to be destroyed. Now what nobody could do, what Indra couldn't do, what Shiva couldn't do, now Hanuman is about to do it. Because of the view of Shani Dev, when they lit the tail and he jumped in the sky and he's running with this fire, the city that could not be damaged, the city that was impervious, the city that was golden is now blazing. For wherever he went, fire was catching. Because of Shani's influence, Hanuman Baba is now burning the city. Maruti is fulfilling the burning of a place that was supposed to be burned long ago. Oh mother, hear why. Tuma bade veera balavan Mahavir Bajrangi, main daru tumharo dhyan.
Mahavir Bajrangi, tuma bade veera balwan. Mahavir Bajrangi, main daru tumharo dhyan. Mahavir Bajrangi.
Char Vishnu Maruti Sheshyatam Bhagvat Yena Varshyetam Matpita Saucha Yenata Ye Bhaitam Ye Bhale Veera Balavan Mahavir Bajrangi Main daru tumharo dhyan.
Mahavir Bajrangi, tuma bade veera balwan. Mahavir Bajrangi, main daru tumharo dhyan. Mahavir Bajrangi.
Sat Sat Ravana Lanka Puritam Sadayeti Siti Paraye Paichhatyena Svigate Yetam Par Mukti Yenatam Tuma Bade Veera Balavan.
Mahavir Bajrangi, main daru tumharo dhyan. Mahavir Bajrangi,
Tuma Bade Veera Balavan.
Mahavir Bajrangi,
Main daru tumharo dhyan.
Mahavir
Bajrangi. Hanuman Baba, Pavanaputra Hanuman ki. Hanuman Baba beat from the western gate and in a clockwise manner he came, burning the city, being careful to stay clear of that Ashoka Vatika. Up to the hair on the body of the people of Lanka started to singe with the terrible heat that was coming. Parvati wants to know, of all the places, of all the things that could have happened that night in that city, why did it have to burn? He says, Goddess, the city of Lanka was built on the bones of blessed people. The city is impervious. Slok 234. O Girija, This place was a mountainous island called Trikut. When Kubir saw it, when he fell in love with this place to build his golden city, this oasis, it was because there were bones collected here by Garud. Garud caused these 3 hills to be built. And the bones have to be, when they are burnt, they would be allowed Ashivad or salvation. Whose bones are you referring to? What are you talking about? Mahadev, I have never heard this. Please tell me the history of the place that is called Lanka. Why is it so beneficial that Sita comes there, that Shri Ram goes there? Why is it? He says, in a place, tell me if you ever hear this discourse, in a place where there was a beautiful pond, there once had an elephant and an alligator. And that alligator held on to the foot of that elephant's hind leg, the body of that elephant, and he tried to swallow. That crocodile that was pulling the elephant back into the water. One of the places you will come across, this is in your Bhagavad Katha, 10th Skand, the Katha of Gajendra. The alligator from a previous birth was a Gandharva that pulled the Guru into the water, made fun of the Guru. I'm stronger than you, I could pull you. And in the moment he says, you're acting like a beast. Go and be born as a beast that will only pull things into the water. So the crocodile was formed. Who is the elephant? Oh Shiva, Indra the Yamuna was a great king. And he forgot his manners. In prayer one day, it have some people doesn't know how to reply. When people walk in the temple, step on the house of God, Sita Ram, if it is to the Murti self. When people are here, the proper greeting, if not namaste, or even if it's good evening, some respectable statement, Sita Ram. But there are some people do not think it is necessary. I don't know if you ever had that experience. They do not think it is necessary to reply to the old lady or to the poor person or to the little child. They are below me. So with pride, and they are indifferent. They don't think their heavy hands or big head is enough to do so, Sitaram. I see God in you. That is what we mean when we do that. I see the Devta inside of you. This king made that mistake. He says, you are like a big, disgusting beast. Go in your next life and be a disgusting beast that is full of pride. You see how you have pride now in this life? Go be the elephant that is trucking down all the trees and knocking down like a big beast, the forest. Go be born like that because of your behavior, your demeanor, your character. Be born in that form. In the moment, as per this discourse, the king dropped to the foot of Guruji and he says, I'm sorry. I really act as if I am better than somebody because of the crown I wear on my head. It sometimes influences me who I pay homage to and who I bow to. I admit today that I am wrong for selecting who is supposed to be respected. I should have the demeanor that every person that has God in them is fitting, is enough to show some humility or some homage to. Consider if me and you are in this fellow's shoes. Do you fall in this sketch? Guruji says, I have already told you will become the elephant, but you will have the sense to save yourself with a lotus flower in your dying moment. Just as in this moment you're saving yourself quick with humility. In your dying moment, after suffering for a very long time, you will figure out the prayer or the way for Vishnu Baba himself to save you. And as you know, Gajendra extended the tusk with the lotus flower, and Lord Vishnu waited until the very last iota of breath came out of him to lift not only the elephant but the crocodile. He takes the Jeevatma of the two of them. But the part we don't know is what happens after. He says, Goddess, Lord Vishnu allowed Garud to hold the body of the elephant in the right hand and the crocodile in the left hand. And he told Garudji, you are a carnivore, eat the body and allow them to serve as your nutrition. Allow them to serve you. And when Garud in moving, there was a vulture that was watching this entire Leela. Garud grabs him as well. These three entities were great devotees of Lord Vishnu. Gajendra, who calls in that Gajendra stotra when people are in hospital and you are seeing the person whether they are suffering, Baba, but mommy's suffering and she's praying for death. She calling on God to take she life. She ready. What is the prayer? You worship the shaligram. Everybody knows that. You get the tulsi water, you put it on the shaligram. But the prayer that is chanted is maybe one verse. If God bless you, you could say the whole thing. The Gajendra passage that, dear God, I am suffering and I want to go home to you. And you allow the person to drink that water by the magic in English words, of Lord Vishnu. The soul leaves the body without further suffering. It doesn't mean that every time you drink shaligram water, to be quite clear, that is the end point. For example, another use of that same act of drinking the water, you see it when the girl is getting pain, the baby coming, but oh Lord, the doctor has to come, go back home, you're ready yet. Go back home, you're ready yet. Go back home, you're ready. Baba, it have anything we could do? You take the shaligram water and you chant the passages from Brahmavaivat Puran where Shashti Mata is being invoked, and Shashti Mata 1, 2, 3, baby coming. The body starts to adjust. And by her darshan, mother gets ready to bring the baby, baby come into the world. Similar to what happens when the full moon is coming in the life of a girl. For the mothers present, you know, the doctor and all of the Baba, this talk, the child booked for November the 1st, but the full moon is 2 weeks before. I don't think she will cross that moon. The influence of that unseen magnetic energy causes something to happen to the belly in the female, and in an unseen way, that magic happens and the child comes. The similar happens in the menstrual cycle. Sometimes you're booking prayers. Do you have any idea how unfortunate it is for the young lady who is praying, preparing herself for yagna, for puja, but that full moon coming? And on that full moon day when I could have done my puja, may I have the karma, belly spoiled. Consider if God made me, but the same God made me in such a way that I am now illegible, unfit to do the prayer. In the same breath as I am talking about that bodily cycle, remember the same rules apply to men when it comes to your bodily fluid. An example of that is why we have 5 people walking around the box in funeral. If the boy gets cut, if he gets a cold, if he gets diarrhea, if he starts to lose fluid in an uncontrollable way, he is unfit to do the sanskar. So the first main person, as we say in local language, he can't do the prayer. So the second person, maybe the third person, maybe the fourth person will take over. They are back up for that purpose. So when somebody ill speaks women and say, well, only all you like that, truthfully, no. If a boy cutting chatain and his finger start to bleed, he's not fit to do certain types of prayer. Vrindavan Bihari Lala ki Jai. The problem now, he has 3 bodies in his hands, in claws, but he wants to eat and he cannot eat, so he goes to his father. Who is the father of Garud, Baba? The father of Garud is Kashyap Muni. Who is the brother of Garud? For the people who will do Surya Puja tomorrow, go home, watch your Murti. You will see Surya Baba in front, and there's a fella sitting holding the 7 horse of Suraj Narayan. In English, we call that guy the ozone layer, the shield that keeps us free from the true effects of the rays of the sun. His name is Aruna in Hindu language, in Hindu belief. Aruna does not have legs. He is the first person that we are called specially able, and he's given this job where his body is not perfect, but now he has a purpose, and his back, his skin is able to endure the burning sensation of the sun. This is why he could sit so close to him, and he protects you and I from the burning potency of Surya Dev. Kashyap's other son is Garud, who becomes the Vahan of Lord Vishnu. Garud says, Daddy, I am going place to place, and I cannot find anything. I cannot find no place to eat. He says, I went on a tree, and on the tree it had a lot of people praying, and I didn't want to damage them. So when I lifted, I took the branch, the monies came off. And I want to go and sit perched on this branch to eat. He says, go in what we call the place called Lanka. And where it was flat beach, land, beach, kind of island kind of thing, when he was finished, the bones of the elephant, the bones of the vulture, the bones of the alligator formed three heap or three mountain that collected dirt after many years that go to form these mountain peaks. The branch that he sat on bridged the mountains. It is on this perch that Kubir builds what we call Lanka. But for the benefit of those devotees, the bones had to be burnt. So the fire that Shiv brings in the form of Hanuman is to burn those bones. And it did burn, and the city was fractured in a way me and you think only the walls and the roof burn. But it was the floor, the foundation, the root of Lanka that was so damaged. And by their potency, after this discourse, they start to repair the place. Prem Sabolo Pavana Putra Hanuman Ki Jai. Devi says, what happened? What happened next, O Baba? Let's hear in this verse. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Shakti Rupena Samstita Namastasye 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 Namo Namah
Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shakti Rupena Samshrita
Namastasye Namastasye
Namastasye Namo Namah Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shakti Rupena Samshrita
Ladrishyanti linyatam Papana bhuvi maruti hattato Drishtva kapisha drishtaye yena muni satamam tam ye kanchita.
Ya Devi
Come on, everybody.
Sarvabhuteshu Shakti Rupena Samshrita Namastasye 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 Namo Namah Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shakti Rupena Samshrita.
Hanuman Baba is very happy with himself. He has completed his job. He goes and he tells Mata, Ma, I am going. I have your ring, and I'm going to bring joy to the monkeys that are on the shore, still waiting, Angad, Jamwant, etc. And then I'll go back to Shri Ram, who is waiting anxiously to hear of you. I get to be the messenger that will bring all this joy to everybody. I, the great Hanuman, I, the powerful Hanuman. And he starts to speak like that, as if he is full of pride. Think about what I'm saying here. He thinks he is so powerful. When people talk about Hanuman, Hanuman is the Dasi of Shri Ram. The true name of Hanuman, after he gains, you see that Ram Parivar, where he is standing, just as how you have your Murti, and Hanuman Baba gains the position crouched by the foot of Ram, he's called Ram Das, the Dasi, the servant that will always be at the feet of Shri Ram. Dasanam is another form of bhakti. There are some people want to lead and be the leader and be the president and be the king. But the bhakt of God practices that form of bhakti, that I will always come and I will clean the murti. I will take up the job to wipe the temple floor. I will be the servant for his house, such as Shabrima. Other people, Mirabai. Hanuman says, I will become the Dasi of Hanuman. When you hear Tulsi Das, I am the Dasi of Tulsi. Krishna Das, I am his servant. Hanuman says, I will become his servant, but Hanuman Baba is full of his pride because of all that he's doing, all that he's accomplishing in this moment. In his heart, it crept in false pride. And in that moment, Prabhu did not want to lose him. Let's hear what happens. Papi pitu darshanyati swala lankaraye Munishwarayena Marutiyena Halyayetam Marutitam the person who doesn't want anything, Lord Vishnu Shri Ram makes him very thirsty. In that moment, he couldn't help himself. He was overcome, unbearable thirst. As he's getting ready to leave from Lanka and head back to where Jamund is. And he sees a Muni just outside the city wall on the bank of the sea. And he goes close to him and he says, oh Muni, I just want to get a little bit of water to drink. Please allow me to drink from your kamandal. Muni doesn't say anything, he points to the kamandal. When he's going, he says, Muni, allow me to refresh myself. Allow me to leave this ring with you whilst I take a dip into the sea, and I'll come back and drink the water and go. He goes into the water now. Hanuman Baba says, Jai Shri Ram, and he takes a dip. And when he comes back to the kamandal, the little water holder, more than the lota now, the lota with the handle. He comes to the kamandal and he goes inside the kamandal after he sipped the water to see where the ring is. Let's hear what he sees. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Shakti Rupena Samsrita Namastasye Namastasye Lanka Ghatva Hanumantar Shuddha Bhadra Tata Paraye Tada Bhadra He Rama Parapita Yeshcha Kabisha Kam Mandalo Yati Imagine you went to fish out a ring, you dropped a ring inside a kamandal. How many rings are you expecting in that kamandal? But when he watched, he only saw this kamandal full of ring and a little bit of water brimming over it. See it in your mind. Hanuman Baba is very confused. He says, Muni, how much ring you have in your kamandal? What is the purpose of this kamandal? Now the Muni says, every time there's a Hanuman coming out of a Lanka, he deposits a ring here. Hanuman Baba stopped. What? Every time Ram's wife is kidnapped and brought here time after time after time, I wait here to catch that ring in that kamandal that you are watching. The only place you hear the discourse of time is in this section with this ring and Hanuman, where he is shown this burden. and the concept of what Sampati says in something called the Adi Ramayana. Sampati says, I see how many times over one yug after yug, how many times Ram come, Ram go, Ram come, Ram go. I have seen how it plays out. I have seen how Hanuman does his work. The drishti now that Hanuman is going to see the truth of Ram's work is happening here. He says, how many times have I dropped rings in this kamandal? He says, oh Hanuman, there are so many yugs before you, and there are so many to come. I have no idea. Empty the rings in your hand and start to count. Maybe you could figure it out. Hanuman emptied in his hand a pile of rings, all similar to the ring he bought from Sita Mata. Slok 296. He says, there are hundreds here, O Muni. I thought that I was the one and the best and the only greatest devotee of Ram. But I am one of many, is the lesson that I have learned in this. There is no person greater than my Ram. And when he gives me the opportunity to learn, blessed is the devotee who learns the lesson. In that moment, Hanuman returns all the rings to the Kamandal, Jai Shri Ram, and he heads back. Pavana Putra Hanuman ki Jai. In this way, Maruti is the person. Maruti is the person that learns that even in doing good, Lord Vishnu will milch, he will turn, he will squeeze the karma out of his devotee. That even when you think you are the good and you are the best, there's room to grow. And when you think you have achieved everything, there's more for you to achieve, more beyond your comprehension, more for you to realize, more. I never thought I could do this. I never thought when I was young, when I reached at this age, I would be in the mandir, maybe listening to the yag, doing this, doing that. That even my own self with my limited vision could never see that I would be capable of these things. Hanuman Baba goes and he picks up with all his cohorts, Jamant, Angad, everybody. And when he came back, where now Shri Ram was, put your hands together. Let's do our prayer. Shri Ram Lakshmana Janaki Jai Bolo Hanuman ki. Remember we talked about Narad Muni singing? Shri Ram Lakshmana Janaki Jai Bolo Hanuman ki. Bajranga Bali, Bajranga Bali, Bajranga Bali, Bajranga Bali, Bajranga Bali, Bajranga Bali. Shri Ram is sitting in the, see it in your mind, eh? Shri Ram is sitting in the confines of his compartment, his apartment alone. And the noise, the revelry is coming. Shri Ram Lakshmana Janaki Jai Bolo Hanuman ki. Tapo Karunaschayaham Pasyavi Maruti Krita Kripa Pradakshnate Ram Rameti Talyatam. Hanuman Baba comes in, Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Ram, and he's hearing his name calling, coming closer and closer, the noise, the army is singing. And in the heart of Ram, O Parvati, joy, joy. And in that moment, Hanuman comes with the lip, with the ring in his lip. Shri Ram blesses Hanuman. O Maruti, what good have you done to visualize this? I will never be able to repay you. The lip has the gold ring shining. And when Hanuman bowed, the ring somehow went somewhere. Parirama hitaloke dulabhya parivaraham atitvam marutiye prabhu haripatalyaham. They held on to each other. Ram bends down and holds Hanuman and embraces him with the heat, with the power of this entire universe. He says, the person who brings joy to my heart, O monkey, O best of monkeys. Slok 310 of Sagar 9. Sara Khan, Anand Ramayan, you become the dearest to this Ram. You become the dearest, O Hanuman. Never be far from me. When I am standing, be right there at the side. When nobody will be close to me, you will be close to me. Because of this moment, when they put Tulsi on the feet in the Ram Nawmi Katha, in the Ram Nawmi that we will hear tomorrow, when they put the Tulsi leaf on the foot of Shri Ram, from the foot of Shri Ram, it must go on the head of Hanuman. This is your position. When they offer the water on my feet, they catch that water and they offer it on your head first. Because of this position, O Hanuman, you will always be at my foot. Maruti, never worry about that. That blessed is the person, O Parvati, that listens to the positioning of this person called Maruti, who listens to this katha with the ring of Maruti, that when they are tested with pride, when sin comes into their body in the form of false pride, just as Hanuman learns the lesson in humility and gains the reward, that person, by listening to that discourse, that person will be humble and they will not burn as Ravana did because of that false pride. Hanuman says, "Oh Prabhu, I brought," and he stopped him, and Sri Ram shows him the ring. He says, "Prabhu, I now brought the ring. How is it that you already have the ring on your finger?" He says, "Oh Hanuman, this entire Leela was done to prove to you the potency and the power of my form. This ring has been returned to me so many times in the passage of time, O Hanuman. This Leela between me and you, between devotee and Prabhu, has happened so many times, but I play the game with you, O Hanuman. I come into the life of the devotee, whether you call him Narad, whether you call him Gajendra, whether you call him Hanuman, whether you call him Ram, whether you call him Sita, whether you call him Parvati, when that person calls on me, I am there. But depending on the person, depending on the faith, depending on the way they pray, I will react differently. I will be a different parent to a different child. Some people think, well, look, that guy pray, I'm going to do that. And if I don't get the same result, well, that God bad, that religion bad, and the poor person does not realize I am bad. I am making the mistake. You and I do that a lot, devotees. We think about the parsad. Don't use patch parsad. Make sure it's cream of wheat parsad. Don't use the silverware. Make sure it's the brass burton. Make sure you wear the particular kurta. Wear the particular color. Make sure you have this arahu flowers. And all those things are important. Don't feel I'm saying otherwise. But at what point, just as Ravana wanted the Atma Lingam to come to empower him, when will you consider what is in your heart? When will we look at the content of you, the true prasad that is being offered up in his worship, in her worship? It is true that we have spoken about the height of the Hanuman's flag, but you and I know that this person, that person will do the Hanuman Puja. The same red flag, the same rote, the same prasad is offered, the same mantra is chanted, but not everybody sees their way. Not everybody gets the benediction. Could it be the hands that are holding the Tariya? If we use the analogy of Ram Charitra Manas, Shiv Baba is in the lingam, but when Ram calls on him at the bank of the river, on the bank of the ocean, the head to the city of Lanka. He comes and he blesses him. But when Ravana calls him, he abandons him. He does not allow the lingam to reach to his house. Same God, same prayer, but different devotee. Because of the difference, we have a different outcome. So truthfully, what you put in prayer, that is what you're going to get out of prayer. Charitra Manas is the body of Ram, and it shows the story and the teachings that are contained in the Ved, the rules that are written in all the suktam. But as mankind has evolved negatively in Kali Yuga, it is in a nice story way for children to understand. In this Yagna, as we come to a close, we will discuss many different facets and angles of this Ram Katha. I have endeavored to give you angles and different Ramayana that we hear about online, that children send messages. Baba, how come I never hear that ring discourse with Hanuman? I saw it online, I saw it on TikTok, I saw it on YouTube. What are those people talking about? For the benefit of everybody, I've chosen to just take these 3 nights on these discourses. But there are Kamba Ramayana, there's Girija Ramayana, there's different Ramayana. There are more to discuss, a lot more. When you learn the story of Ramayana and it comes under your foot, then the work begins for you to learn the philosophy of the Ramayana. What is this story really teaching me? And the truth is, in every example of Shabri, Hanuman, Vibhishan, for example, you're living in the middle of darkness and all the demon is your family, and they have all the attitude of fighting for crown and for land and killing mother and father. You live in that. But you don't have to be that. Be Vibhishan. Be the odd one. You ever hear somebody say your father is a Ramsaka, you have to be a Ramsaka? But Ravana's father is the Pandit's grandson of Brahma, as we heard, but he turns out to be a bad guy. He turns out to be different. Valmiki is the bandit. Valmiki is the thief. He is the kidnapper. He is the bad guy, but he is evolved and elevated to Brahman. His name is changed. He is transformed because of the name of Ram. And he's given the drishti to write the Ramayana. Last night when we were talking about the verse where he calls out the curse for the person who killed the birds, that ability comes with the benediction of Ram. If only me and you could follow in suit and attain the heights of devotion, the blessings that we are seeing in these discourses are achievable for you and I to get. When you have trouble home, sometimes we use those tests. The karma that we are facing, we're born on this earth to face karma, brothers, sisters. If we were blessed and saintly and perfect, we would have been with He in Vaikunt. Like Kaushik last night, we would have been singing and Lord Vishnu would have come to sing for we. But when you have karma, you have to face that tribulation every day is a test. The difference is blessed people get up and with their armor, with the kavach of Hanuman, with their ram, they get ready to fight the battle of their daily duty. The traffic on the road, do you get in accident or not? The battle with children to get them to listen or not? You do it with God's protection and you will cross that ocean like Hanuman, day in, day out. But if you are a stranger to the faith in that name, like Hanuman, then you're going to have a struggle. Then you're going to get beat and licks. Who is doing it? Durga, the Prakriti, is doing it. She's causing bad in your life. If only you would learn, just as she teaches Hanuman in this moment, just as she causes trouble for Ravana. Ravana was an example that did not learn the lessons. Hanuman is somebody, is an example of who learns the lesson and is able to reap the reward of an embrace of Shri Ram. Principal Pavana Putra Hanuman ki Jai. Before I conclude tonight and pass the mic to a member of the temple, before we conclude tonight, in Anand Ramayan, the discourse of what is Ram Nawmi is dealt with. Shri Ram's puja is very easy. The Sankalp is where the Pandit is going to say, if you listen tomorrow, Shri Ram Nawmi Maham Karikshay at the end. Everything else, Charitra Manas, Krishna Pakshi, tomorrow is Saturday Shanivar Ko, and they do it in the Abhijit Mahurat, the puja, where let me say half past 11 average to half past 12, that midday Mahurat. So the person calls on them. The drawing or the mandal that will do on the bedi, the 8, imagine you have a lotus, 8 petals are drawn for the different devis, and 4 doorways are going to be placed on the bedi. The person does puja. But you see, when you leave in the temple tonight, you will see 2 flags standing there. The one to your right is representative of the power of Sugriv, and this one is Angad by name. When they are calling the name, dear God, please empower and protect, that is where those devatas stand. Remember, those monkeys are devatas that reincarnated to help the battle of Ram. Hanuman is above, on top of the temple. Protect this place. They do different puja. The parivar is the appropriate murti, where Ram, Sita, Lakshman and Hanuman is there, and the puja is done. But in this prayer, people bring 9 type of flowers, 9 type of fruit, 9 type of vegetable. Out of all I'm saying here, very similar to what you prepare for Gra Puja, where you get 9 type of wood, 9 type of metal. Those things are appropriate. The vegetable or the fruit that is to be used, preferably things that are in season. So lime, orange, potigal, shaddock are allowed. Watermelon, cucumber, these things are perfect because they have plenty seed. Because of the seed, the life, the potency, the potential energy in it, you are given energy to get energy. The person can then create prasad. What is the prasad? For Shri Ram, anything that has ghee in it. So people make laddu, people make modak, people put different things. But when you are making the churan for this type of prayer, this is where, yes, they put black pepper in the rice and that is offered. Because of the whole wheat flour that they put in Vishnu's puja when they're making Mohan Bhog, this is where people started to patch parsa to make it look brown. But when you cannot get the amount of wheat, they started to patch it so it will look as if it has the wheat in it. But the true nature of how they ended up putting what we call suji powder or cream of wheat is the wheat content or the health content that is supposed to be in the Mohan Bhog that gives the person health benefit. You're sharing healthy things to get health. So the eyes, the circulation, the heart, predominantly, you will see Pach Parsad being used in Gita Path, Sri Ram's Puja, Satnarayan Puja, Surya Puran Puja, etc. or any Vishnu Puja. Coupled to that, you will see churan or the grind rice with sugar, but in Sri Ram's Puja, they put the little, if you get the solid black pepper or the grind black pepper, all the same. If just a little bit. This is where in the wedding when they're making duri, and some people is put black, subject to correction, and they just put black pepper in duri too. This is where that coming from. Lord Vishnu, please protect the young girl as she's walking with that ball in she hand. Crazy people, just go and eat that. Please remember what this stupid pundit telling you. The ball is so that spirit, when they pass in, they must eat the ball. Don't eat the person. So when you go and eat with spirit, jota, think what will happen to you. It is not something to eat, it's not parsad. In the prayers tomorrow, the puja starts to catch that mahurat, that midday hour. But it goes on with singing. How is it kept up? The Nawmi. This discourse is taken not only in the Anand Ramayan, but in Narad Puran. The Nawmi Vrat on tomorrow, the prayer starts 12 o'clock in the day and goes on through the night and finishes on the morning of the Vijay Dasmi day. This is where the devotee of Shri Ram, having completed the Jagran or the fasting, the waking whole night, singing and clapping, celebrating as they did in Ayodhya. So for the people that have the blessing, those of you looking on, that will be in the city of Ayodhya. In our temple, we did to mirror what Ayodhya is doing with the establishment of that temple. Do not feel it is just in Ram's prayer. It is not just the Bedi Puja as we know it, but much more. The establishment on his Bedi, you will see different flags in different countries. You see the 9 flags that we're accustomed putting, but then you see different flags where they do the Sapta Rishi Puja. The munis have to be invocated, so you'll see 7 flags come to the back of the Bedi, and then you'll see the flags for the Jamont, the different monkeys, sometime in the temple around, in the mandap. And whole night in this guarded place with the flags, people will sing and they will sacrifice of their sleep. Not only their diet, not only the singing, but now their sleep is being given. And the next morning, when dawn comes, they end their vrat. They will look at the sun, accept water in their hand, drink it just like Shivratri, and surrender their ring, etc., before they eat something. When that vrat is going to be closed, so maybe home side here, we will do the prayer. The person who gets up on Sunday morning, remember you have some work to do. Get up and offer your jal. Get up and light a day at a minimum. To conclude the Ram Janam Vrat, especially the temple people here who are ardently reading their Ramayana, you want to get the blessing, do the prayer properly. In Trinidad culture, long ago, we used to get it wrong with Shivratri. For the elders here, you know what I'm saying. They used to keep up the 12 o'clock midnight hour alone. And then as information disseminated, people learned about Pahar and the offering. And now people know that they start before the Sandhya and they work throughout the night. They sacrifice themselves and they do it in a full way. It is part of our culture now to do Shivratri in the correct way. In the same way, using Triveni as a benchmark, we are exposing everybody to the true nature of the Nawmi and the Ram Nawmi Vrat. The shortcut version is done at 12 o'clock. But as we develop the bhav and the love for Shri Ram, and you want more and more blessing, you want more and more help, or like Hanuman, more and more, what we said in the beginning, grace. Doha 5 says, good people, godly people are attracted to that type of sacrifice, godly things. But people who have a different disposition, it will be work, it will be labor, it will be hard. How are you going to do that, Baba? That is work. Those people have a mode or a disposition, don't do that. That's too much a thing. But when the trouble comes, when you are bleeding, when your body is riddled with cancer, when you have trouble, there is nobody to help you, then it says a simple person tries to out the fire when the fire is already burning the corner of the house. The neighbor trouble, he house on fire, don't react, don't do nothing. Don't do nothing. That's a sinful person. Because they do not have the drishti. They do not have the vision to see what is coming. If a person is sinful, what makes you sinful? When you lack the ability to make comprehensive, competent decision for your own life. Like Ravana, he becomes blind. Last point. Somebody asked me about Brahman and why in Trinidad culture we call people chamar. Oh God, look what Pandit said, chamar. Chamar means the person who just beat the leather, the shoemaker, truthfully. Those people use a different kind of hammer for the elders here. And the word became linked to a type of person like Ravan. Why? A person who is activated, the Brahman or the energy of the universe is called a Brahman. That person sees God in the plant, in the person, in the lady, in everything. And they act in a particular way. We spoke in this yagya about compassion. Further, the person who is chamar lacks vision. They cannot see God in other religion. They cannot see God in the heart of a person from a different race, for example. So they cannot show compassion to a person in a different way, a different prayer style, or a different hair texture, whatever it is. They are limited. That person is shown to be the person who has hit the nail in the letter. Why? That person who is the letter beta has vision to see the head of that nail very good. So they're hitting the nail, but they never hit their thumb finger. Imagine it. They aim for that nail very good. But they cannot see anything else. They don't have vision to see anything else or beyond that. They are limited. This is how a chamar is referenced to a person who is considered lowly. Low, not because of your surname, not because of your title, but maybe because of your thinking, your opinion, your drishti, your choices. That makes you chamar. In Garud Puran, he says, there is nothing that differentiates the soul in this person or that person other than your karma. There is no favoritism. A person is born with a healthy body because of karma. A person is born with a damaged or a maligned body because of karma. A person is happy because of karma. A person is gifted because of karma. A person is born with some retardation because of karma, good or bad. If that becomes the currency, the lack of vision is also the cause of that. Do not become affected by the thinking of people that will damage Sanatan Dharma, where you judge another person. Bhagavad Gita says, leave the judging to God. You focus on yourself and lift yourself by your own acts, your own choices. Listening to Ramayana and practicing Ramayana in your life, you attain to the status of a Bhakt or a Dasi of Shri Ram. Then you're on the right road. When you adapt and you make your sinful character, and I include myself in that, to be a better person, forgiving, friendly, compassionate. Those traits are listed in chapter 12 of Bhagavad Gita. You start to adopt that mannerism. Then you attain to the heights of people like Hanuman. Then you could get to that happiness so that when tests come, you win. There's no mountain heavy enough for you. You could lift it. Jai Shri Ram. Move forward and win. Never lose. Pavanaputra Hanuman ki Jai. At this point, let me pause and I'll share the mic with Trisha or a member of the temple, Nadira, somebody. Sita Ram, everybody.
Om Sri Guru Maharaj Ki Jai. Sitaram, everyone. So another wonderful and powerful night of Sri Ram Katha. And Panditji, if I could take you down memory lane a little bit, the very first time that I heard Panditji speak was about 20 years ago, maybe more, when Panditji and I had a few less gray hairs. And it was at a home in San Francisco. If you remember, you were doing Bhagavad Katha. And it's so coincidental that Panditji spoke tonight about Gajendra. And that was the Katha he spoke about that night that I heard him speak for the very first time. And he was so wonderful and so powerful that every time I hear this Katha of Gajendra, my mind takes me back to that place. So I don't know if, Panditji, we have to bring you back for you to do that katha in detail. And you have to do it exactly how you did it 20 years ago. But it was really, really wonderful. I really touched my heart. And I've seen Panditji grow over these years and become a more dynamic speaker and touch so many hearts, not just in Trinidad, but now internationally. And God blesses people with different gifts, and He has so wonderfully blessed you with the ability to take His word and spread it in a way that it touches the heart of so many of us. And I pray that Bhagwan, He continues to bless you, to grow from strength to strength. So, just for a few announcements, what will be happening tomorrow. For those of you who can join us, we'll be continuing our Sundarkan recitation. So we'll be starting very early as usual, 8 a.m. And so for those of you, I know it's a late night, but for those who can join, we'll be starting at 8 a.m. And then directly following the Sundarkan recitation, we'll be doing our Archana, our Shri Ram Archana. And then Panditji will be joining us around 10:30 for Katha. So for those who would like to come then, Panditji would be with us. Those who would like to offer your prasadam, we'll also be making arrangements tomorrow to have prasadam being offered. And we'll have our palna. Everybody give Bhagwan Ram a little rock tomorrow, welcome him. And I look forward to seeing everyone joining with us tomorrow starting 8 a.m. And we aim to finish around 1 p.m. Sita Ram, and I'll hand back over to Panditji.
Sita, so tomorrow we'll be doing a short discourse talking about the moment Shri Ram is literally born. In addition to that, we'll do a verse of Gita Shiva Hare and Shiva Ram Stotra and all this stuff to conclude our yagya, to do the Visarjan after Baba does his prayer, after everybody gets the opportunity to offer tomorrow. I like to lead by example. I have to see God too. I'm sinful just like you. People die in my family. Sickness is always around the corner in my house. So you'll see me tomorrow after I read. I would like to take the opportunity to join with you all and Charhawi. For me, I'm going to get cucumber. I think we have extra cucumber at home. I don't think I'll have the time to make a mala, but I'll get some flowers. If for the person that has tulsi leaves, you could string your tulsis, the flowers of the tulsi plant. Tomorrow is a good day in your tulsi mala to tie one and offer it on your multi. There are different grains that you could offer tomorrow. If you don't have plenty, you could still come with a handful of rice, a handful of mung, a handful of the urdi, the different whole beans. Tomorrow is not a day to offer dal, for example. When you are doing prayer where different grains are being offered, you offer whole grains. When you are giving gifts, for example, everything from Siddha with your Baba, or the Gaudan moment, you use grains that will grow. So just to list a couple, red bean, black eye, etc. But not the split bean. The split bean doesn't have a life in it. So when you give it, you are giving something that is not really potent. This is why when you see yagya being done, you will see people make the effort to get done. When you see Bhagavad being done, when you see the wedding being done, you will see they put in dan in the decoration because it could grow. If tomorrow, better than the rice that we use because of that reason, if you get a little bit of dan, if you don't have, but you have red bean, like how I have red bean home, you will see me take grains, and whilst Baba is chanting, maybe whatever stotra, if let me just say, for example, the Ram, like chanting from Sundarkan or any Ram prayer, you offer it on Shri Ram like this. Just as how similar to you see people taking till. Till is a seed you could use, any color, tomorrow if you have it. Just as how you see people take till and water and they offer tarpan, it is an example of that being offered tomorrow. But on the Bedian, sometimes it is offered dry. If you have anything, my advice to you, God has given you the opportunity to put you in a place to learn. Trust me, some of this is my first time reading some of these different intricacies of Ramayana. And you had the blessing. I look at you as a very graced person by God. If you get the opportunity, whether in this temple, in your home, or in a different temple for people who view in, and you get the opportunity to do an offering tomorrow, do not be a block in your own life. Don't say, If it's one flowers, if it's 1 5 cent, get up and put something by him. Because when trouble come in for us, troubles don't take a holiday. Too often people say, next time I will do it. And you are sure about tomorrow. So the next time sometimes don't come. When the opportunity arises and you get to do good, do it. Principal Omapati Mahadevaki. Everybody, before we conclude, I just want to thank you for your listenership over these 3 nights. I hope you enjoyed your discourse. Tomorrow we'll be doing the final, as I said. And there you will be, for those that are here, will get to hear our Gita. We'll do a verse from Gita Mahatyam. And then we'll do Shiv Ram, Raksha Stotra, and other prayer to bless and to give benediction for those who are here. For those people who come on a Yagya conclusion, you get the basma or the ash from some of the Havan offerings that they would have been doing. Those things can be collected tomorrow. If you would like to bring flowers, and as I mentioned tonight, one of the ingredients, tulsi leaves. If just the tulsi leaf, in our country, we don't have to pay for tulsi leaves compared to other places where it do exist, or you have to pay a lot for it. Make use of what you have in your yard. Prem Sabolo Adi Shakti Mata Ki Jai. Let's all stand as we do our final arti tonight. Short arti, just a couple of verses, Trish, and then we'll do closing mantra.
आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीर्ति कलित ललित सिय पीठी आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीर्ति कलित ललित सिय पीठी आरती श्री रामायण
Ram 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 Ram
Ram Ram Ram Ram Ram Jai Ram 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 Ram
Ram Ram Ram Ram Ram Jai Ram 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 Ram
Sitaram Sitaram Jai Jai Sitaram
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 Sitaram Jai Jai Sitaram Jai Jai Sitaram Jai Jai Sitaram
Sitaram Jai Jai Sitaram Jai Jai Sitaram Jai Jai Sitaram
Sitaram Jai Jai Sitaram Jai Jai Sitaram Jai Jai Sitaram
Sitaram Jai Jai Sitaram Jai Jai Sitaram Jai Jai Sitaram
Sitaram 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 Jai Jai Sitaram Jai Jai Sitaram Jai Jai Sitaram
Sitaram Jai Jai Sitaram Jai Jai Sitaram Jai Jai Sitaram
Sitaram Jai Jai Sitaram Jai Jai Sitaram Jai Jai Sitaram
Sitaram Jai Jai Sitaram Jai Jai Sitaram Jai Jai Sitaram
Sitaram 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 Sitaram Jai Jai Sitaram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram all together Shri Ram Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram
Prabhu, tonight as we conclude, we thank you for this time, for this place and this company to do your discourse. Prabhu, thank you for giving me the opportunity to listen and learn of your discourse and your katha. Until we get to do it again, everybody, let's pray together. Tvameva Mata Cha Pita Tvameva Tvameva Bandhuscha Sakha Tvameva Tvameva Dravinam Tvameva Tvameva Mama Deva Deva Tvameva Sarvam. Together, Om Shanti. Everybody. Shanti. Shanti. Hari Om. प्रेम से बोलो महापति महादेव की, पवन पुत्र हनुमान की, श्री आदि शक्ति माता की, श्यावर रामचंद्र की, वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय। सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय। जय जय सीताराम everybody. Sitaram everybody. May you all please take your seats. Receive your arti, your prasad, charanamrit. Meals have been prepared for everybody. Please reach home safe. Sitaram everybody.